Alright, welcome back to another episode of Guitar Fundamentals with Stitch. Before we begin, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you share this, and as my daughter has asked, give this a thumbs up if you like it. Alright, with that being said, let's get down to it. Today we're going to be studying how important rhythm is to all of your melodies. It is the missing link. You've heard the expression timing is everything and timing is part of rhythm. So we're going to discuss and exercise together how to think about rhythm, how to think about mixing and matching rhythms so that your solos and melodies and guitar playing can really flourish. And with that being said, let's get down to it. I have some papers in front of me that I've printed off, but they'll be popping up on the screen here. And so when we think about rhythm, we have to think about how to actually think about it and say it. And so this first graphic that's going to come up is a very plain graphic, right? And it says 1E and a, 2E and a, 3E and a, 4E and a. And these are the beats that can subdivide a 4 count. And we're going to be working with a 4 count today, meaning 4 beats per measure. And so you can see the 1, 2, 3, and 4 can now be divided with 1E and a, 2E and a, 3E and a, 4. Now, we'll come back to this piece of paper, but I gotta tell you, for those of you who grew up with 80s television, and it's not many of you, maybe it is, there was a very famous TV pitchman named Ron Popeil, and he had, I know you're probably like, what is this guy talking about right now? But just let me explain. He had a countertop rotisserie, and his very famous saying was, just set it and forget it. And the reason I bring that up is because StichMethod has a saying which is you have to say it to play it. All right, and that's the truth. So I'm going to throw this chart back up, and before we begin, you want to make sure that you can actually say to yourself 1E and a, 2E and a, 3E and a, 4E and a. And that is the truth. Make sure you can actually just say it out loud, not get tongue-tied, and understand how it flows. All right, let's go a little bit further. Inside of this rhythm, we have the downbeats, which are known as 1, 2, 3, and 4. And right now I can take an E chord and just kind of hit 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's very simple. I can now, in this next sheet here, I'm going to show you, and this is where a blues rhythm comes from, by the way. Okay, when I pull some certain notes, you're going to hear me change a piece of paper. When I pull certain notes out of it, you can see here now I have 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. I didn't change my rhythm. All I did was I pulled the E and right out, and so that left us with a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. Now, this is known as a Chicago-style blues rhythm. The reason it's known as a Chicago-style blues rhythm is because it's in 4. Texas-style blues is in counts of 6, and Chicago's are in counts of 4. And so, you want to be able to say and play this. Now, I'm just going to play an E chord here, and I'm going to go 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. Something very interesting when you look at this graphic is that you can see that the after the 4 really falls back into the 1. And so I show you on my next graphic, when I loop 2 of them together, you can see how the 4, that was my paper falling, you can see how the after the 4 is right up against the 1. And I have now 2 of these types of bars back to back. And again, you can see it's 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1. You'll notice that when I play it on guitar, that right now with my blues, I'm keeping everything to down strums. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. If you wanted to strum this, you actually can do the 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, but right now, because we're doing the blues, we're going to keep it tight on the down strums, okay? And I hope that doesn't confuse you, but the idea is that when we're playing the blues, we have that muted E, and we're going to keep it all downs right now, just to keep it nice and stable. All right, so now we have our kind of baseline rhythm, and this is where we need to be. You need to be able to play it with an E chord, nice and tight with the blues, get a little muting in there by touching your palm to the lowest part of that, the strings right here. Don't deaden them. Just get the fatty part of your palm right here against the bridge and a little bit on the strings. Get a nice mute, okay? And you want to be able to say, like 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. I'm just kind of hitting the first 2, maybe 3 strings, E, A, maybe D together. And that is now our baseline rhythm. That's our structure. We're always going to be playing that. We're always going to be coming towards that. So what we need to do is we need to really play that really well. Okay, so let's just say that we can get that. Let's really get onto the lesson here. When I turn the next page and I show you here, I'm going to show you now. This page here is, and we got to talk about it. You're going to hear my paper drop one more time. These are the 3 rhythms that you find 99.9% in the melody lines on top of a blues song or a blues solo. Now I'll be linking a video right up here about some of these ideas. I'm presenting them a little bit differently in this video, but if you like this, the video that I just showed you linked above will help you with your blues solos. So now remember that rom-po-peel, right? You have to say it to play it. We want to look at this chart and we want to be able to say everything there. Now you'll notice right now, you'll be like, man, this guy Stitch can't spell. And it's okay, we'll talk about the word triplet in a second. But the first line, the top line, is pronounced 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. That is our baseline rhythm. And that's the one we need to really have in our head. The next one, the second line, is quite easy. It is just the quarter notes or the downbeats. 1, 2, 3, 4. So before we go any further, we want to see if we can mix and match them. Let me start off by saying the first line, you say it with me, and then I'll say the second line right after it as if it continued in the song. It's going to sound like this. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to say it to play it, right? The third line are the triplets. Now, triplet is not spelled like triplet, but when we're working with the rhythm, that's how it's pronounced. Triplet, 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 triplet. Now, as stupid as it sounds, I'm going to play these and say these on my guitar really quickly. Now, I'm just going to play really the high open E string so you can hear them, but I have 1, a 2, excuse me, 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, 2, 3, 4, triplet, 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 triplet. There it is. Messed up on the end right there. But the idea is that you want to be able to do that and feel that. And now we get to the ultimate moment of creation, why this lesson is being born. If you like this lesson, by the way, thank David. We worked on something like this, kind of inspired this. Thank you, David, for inspiring us. All right, so now we have our 3 rhythms that we put into our soloing or into our melody. Well, how do we do that? Well, we're playing an E chord, so we're going to assume this is an E blues, right? And now we're going to use an E minor pentatonic, excuse me, all right? And we have from thin to thick, 3, 0, 3, 0, 2, 0, 2, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0. Very simple to think of it like that. I'll give you the notes of it. I'll do it again from thick to thin. In case you're studying notes on the guitar, we have E, G, A, B, D, E, G, A, B, D, E, G. All right, just in case. Now, you do not have to think about it like that, but some people like the note names, and I get it. And so we have a little simple E minor pentatonic. So how are we going to do this? All right, pay attention. Stick with me here. Well, I'm going to turn the page here. Check this out. All right. Look at this first example, and this is why we are all here right now. Okay, we're all here. Listen for the paper drop. Here we go. There it is. All right, we're all here to mix and match these rhythms per beat. And this, when you practice, and you practice this however you want, it's going to make you a great lead or melody writer. So if you look here, you can see I have the quarter notes circled. 1, 2, right? 1, 2. And then I have the swing eighths, as we call them, by the way. Never mentioned that, which is the 3, a 4, a. Those are known as swing eighths, in case you haven't heard that term before, or you have and you didn't know what it was. So if I were to read this rhythm out loud against my tempo, I would have 1, 2, 3, a 4, a 1, 2, 3, a 4. What do we do with this? Well, you're going to play your E chord. You're going to start off with a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and then in time, you're going to play anything you want in this pentatonic, because in case you are new to StichMethod, rule number 1 of a pentatonic is it always sounds good. I do have some pet peeves I talk about located in this video here, but it always sounds good. And so, let's talk about, I'm just going to play a pentatonic from thin to thick, but now I'm going to play with that rhythm. Instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, coming straight down the pentatonic. 1, 2, 3, 4. I matched my line to match the rhythm. I just flowed through it, and now I'm going to combine my blues steady rhythm with a quick lead based on this randomly generated combination of notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can do whatever you want in the pentatonic, whatever you like, all right? And so when you can say your bass rhythms, when you can say the rhythms that go into your soloing, which is 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, triplet, 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 and you can start to combine them, and you know that you have a scale that will always sound good. Practicing interchanging your rhythms will make you such a good improvisational player. Whenever you want to be, you won't need to think about it. You'll be all like loosened up and unconsciously competent at this because you've practiced this. Let me show you what I mean. Let's flip the page and look at a different rhythm. Another one I did, not too hard, is 1, a 2, a 3, 4. You can see I just circled some random things in order. So here we have 1, a 2, a 3, 4. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. A 1, a 2, a 3, 4. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. 1, a 2, a 3, 4. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. And again, you can hear that the pentatonic, I mean, it's doing its job, but the rhythm that you're putting into it is what's making it ear-catching. Now, is this the most amazing guitar solo in the world? No, but this is what every guitar solo is made up of. Rhythm and notes, okay? Rhythm and the color of them produces music. We got to study the rhythm. Excuse me. We have to study the rhythm. All right, I'm going to give you one more example here, and I'll explain some stuff. Now we have the dreaded triplet. And so if I count this rhythm, like if I count my bass line rhythm, 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, right? Now I have triplet, 2, 3, a triplet, triplet, 2, 3, a triplet. Now I'll do this again because we have to run popeel this thing, and we have to say it to play it, right? You try with me. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Triplet, 2, 3, a triplet, triplet, 2, 3, a triplet, triplet, 2, 3, a triplet. Now, this here can you really trick some people up with the rhythm, but if you're not strong at moving your hands quickly, you can always do a triplet by holding one note and just playing triplet. That's fine. If you want to do triplet, that's totally cool, but you want to fit them in. All right, so check this out. I'm going to play my bass line rhythm of my swing eighth notes. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and triplet, 2, 3, a triplet, 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a triplet, 2, 3, a triplet, 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a triplet, 2, 3, a triplet, 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a triplet, 2, 3, a triplet. It's there, right? And so you want to practice this and always try to come back to your baseline rhythm. Now, if you want to practice this stuff, and you should, on my Patreon account right now, I'm going to be loading up a ton of these sheets here that I have and practicing, and you can practice with me. I'll also have a blank one that you can print out, and so that you can practice circling different rhythms, different things, and trying to get them into your solo. And the idea is that as you play the blues or play any sort of rhythms and need to take a little bit of a lead, you will have kind of cracked the glow stick so many times that you're comfortable in just, winging it, just playing something you want in a pentatonic or a scale, but learning how to breathe different rhythms into it. All right, so I'll give you an example of mixing and matching. Now, as I sit here, I'm saying to myself, okay, I should try and say out loud what I'm doing, but the fact is, I'm going to try, but you get to a point where you don't even need to think about it anymore, and I think that as you think about it, it might hinder what you're doing, but I'm going to try and give you examples. Let me show you. I'm going to mix and match a ton of stuff. Triplet, 3, a 4, and 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. Triplet, 2, 3, a triplet, 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, 2, 3, a 4, and 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a triplet, 3, a triplet, 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. Okay, that's enough right there. I was trying to keep track of it. I was like, okay, I'm going to get tongue-tied. But the idea is, you do this enough, you'll be able to wing it. And so again, on my Patreon, under the practice sessions and bonus lessons, and even actually under my Guitar Fundamentals tier, because this is a Guitar Fundamentals video, there'll be tons of practice sessions to get you playing. Now, we're just doing this over an E chord, but you can learn how to do this on a blues, you can learn how to do this over anything. This is about thinking about the rhythm, combining different rhythmic phrases and putting them into your scales so that you can kind of solo better. I really hope you enjoyed this episode of Guitar Fundamentals. I hope it wasn't too quick or too slow, but you want to practice this stuff. All right, practice, practice, practice. And if you have any questions, leave them below. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you soon on Tuesday with a very special In the Mind Of video, and that's pretty much it. Take care, guys. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.